Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking all of the tasks on Mara HQ from worst to best in Among Us here today. The last Among Us ranking video that we did, which was where we ranked all the tasks on the map skilled, you guys showed a whole bunch of support, so thank you guys tremendously. I really appreciate it. I'm very much happy to make another video for you guys. Same goes for the last video. If you guys end up enjoying this video, and you guys do want to see more Among Us ranking videos, or just more ranking videos in general, please show your guys' support once again by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. That way you can tell me you want to see more videos like this. Trust me, it goes a lot further than you think, and it's extremely easy. I'd be forever grateful. But anyways, guys, let's get on with the video and rank all the tasks in Among Us on Mara HQ from worst to best. Alrighty, so coming in at the very last spot, this is going to be the reactors, Simon Says. Now, keep in mind is that out of all the maps in this game, this one is my least favorite, so I'm going to probably judge this map very harshly out of the main three. And for me, Simon Says' reactor is the worst in the whole entire map. The area in general where this is located is horrendous. I thought that electrical on the skilled was bad, being in a dark, very far back corner where a lot of people can't really go in and out of unless they go through the one single exit. And this is worse. There are so many tasks that are in an area that involves the gas chamber. If you guys remember the gas chamber, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but that area sucks. That area really, really sucks. For those of you guys that have not played on that map, basically, there's a certain section in the map where there's a lot of tasks that involve reactor and involve like a little area with a lab and all that stuff. And there's a decent majority of the tasks, like 25% of them I would say is in there. But the problem is, though, is that with those tasks, you have to cut through one particular area, which is this, like, quarantine gas chamber area. You have to hit a button and you open one door. It's this long, long tube. And then if you go up the tube, then you gotta hit another button and open up a door. But that's not until you cleared yourself. You have to, like, actually let an animation, like, clean you or cleanse you. And so there is a humongous opportunity for someone to get killed in there, because there's a vent in there. So if you go in there and an imposter wants to kill you, they can just vent out at the bottom of the tube. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. And hell, even in that general area, once you go up that tube, it's so risky to die. You know, it's super, super risky to even go up there in the first place because it's dark and it's in an area that you can't see areas through walls. And really your only indication about whether or not you think there's an imposter in there or not is that if you happen to be at admin, and admin's on the other side of the map, so you're only going to know if someone else is dying, not particularly you. All I would just say is I don't recommend going in there by yourselves. If you go in there by yourself, you're basically asking for the imposter to slice your throat. But it's especially bad when you go into there and you have to worry about getting through the tube by yourself because there's literally no escape once that animation starts. So I personally don't like anything to do with any of these locations that is going to be involving this tube. So I'm just going to plow through them actually all really, really quick. Alrighty, so anything involving basically having to go through the tube, I will list off now. I personally do not, after Simon Says, like the reactor's numbers, which is where you have to type in numbers 1 through 10 in subsequent order. I don't like it when you end up having the reactor electrical switch that ends up going up. That's the little switch that you have to flick up to basically turn the power on and get the signal to go through. That is really just a pain in the ass just because of where it's located on the map. I also don't like the lab rock organizing. This is a task where you have to actually have 3 boxes and organize these rocks or these crystals that you find and put them in the specific boxes. I just don't like it just literally just because of its location. I also don't like the lab broken crystal where you have to make a crystal form back into the way it was by rearranging all the parts again. That is annoying. I also don't like the ship diagnostics because the ship diagnostics is where you spawn, and the thing is though is that the way that spawn is that you'll see it on even the gameplay here, is that it's really, really hard to get in and out of there alive because it's the same thing as like electrical back on the skill. It's a one-way entrance with a giant long-ass hallway, so when you go down there, it's so off in the distance that as long as you end up getting in there and you can get out, sure, you're fine. But the problem is, though, is that there's more likely a chance that you're going to die because there's nothing stopping the imposter from just waiting there, killing you, and then getting out. It's so out of the way, and a lot of people go near the little diagonal hallway that intersects because there's 2 hallways, meaning that you're less likely to die. So there's nothing stopping the imposter from just hiding in a dark corner and getting you there, and that's why I also don't like that one. Plus, also, it's a two-step task. It's like the vitals at Medbay, where you have to leave and then come back. You gotta wait for a countdown, so you can't get it done right away either. It means you have to go back there and risk your life twice. It only is higher just because its area is a lot better than the tube, or the decontamination tube, but not by much. It really isn't. I also don't like the ship refuel, same concept, although you can only do it once, so you don't have to worry about dying twice as much. These storage water buckets. So near the cafeteria, there's a little room where there's the storage, and you have to pick up this water bucket where you normally like water flowers. You just gotta pick that up. It's easy. The location is just kind of bad, but we're starting to finally move on to the better locations, so I'll calm down a bit with my rambling here. Alright, next is the electrical switches that go sideways. These are scattered all around the map, and some of them are in really bad areas, but a lot of them are in the good areas. So that's why I honestly rank it up higher. It's a very quick task. You can just do it almost instantaneously. It's just a matter if you're quick on your feet and you can end up getting moving. Okay, next is actually going to be the medbay scan. Now the thing is with the medbay scan is that back on the skilled, I ranked this at the number 2 spot, and the idea behind the medbay is really great still. It's actually the only task on this map that you can actually reveal whether or not that you are indeed an imposter or not, because you can't fake this one. But the thing is, though, is that the way that this map functions, you never really get an opportunity to get people to trust you to prove that. Like, on the skill, it made sense because of the way that the map was organized. It was easy for people to trust you and then go back in there because, you know, in the area, it's likely that you would still end up getting killed, sure, but there was also a chance that the imposter would get busted. The way that the medbay scan is located is that it's off in the distance, so by the time that somebody kills you, they have a fair chance of running away, and it's honestly just not worth your time trying to vouch for somebody. I personally don't like the medbay scan this time around, and that's why I'm ranking it a lot lower than I did the skilled. Okay, now we've got Balcony's Asteroids and Balcony's Weather Balloon Download. So these are located just underneath of the cafeteria, right where the emergency button is. And these two are honestly okay. There is a vent in there, so an imposter can come in there, but they are kind of close together enough so that way if someone is doing one task, they usually can watch the guy that's doing the other one. Now, the thing is with the asteroids, you can get behind the satellites, and you can actually hide down there. Now, that's kind of good if you're an imposter and a crewmate. You can either avoid or you can try to hide from people, depending on whether or not you're trying to be the imposter or the crewmate. So if you're smart, this is actually a useful spot for both. But I'm not necessarily going to be ranking it just based off of one person alone. I'm not going to be ranking it necessarily just off of imposter or just based off of crewmate. I'm trying to rank it off of both. And therefore, it's kind of useful for both. But the problem is, though, that it promotes slower gameplay, so I have to rank it a little bit lower than I actually want to. So yes, and then the weather balloon download. This one is just basically like download, but just a lot more fancier. Nothing really too crazy. Alright, next is the vending machine. The vending machine is in the cafeteria, and all you gotta do is you just gotta figure out on the sticky note what item that you need to end up getting the code for, and then you just put in that code, and then the drink will drop, and that is the task. It's very simple, and since cafeteria is pretty light compared to the rest of the map, where it's not necessarily dark, I actually just rank it up higher just in that regard, because the fact that you can see makes it a lot better. And then for the next one, right after that, is actually going to end up being trash, because trash is right next to it, and there's only one location for it. And trash, this time around, unfortunately, just like the medbay scan, really isn't that useful to you because of the way that's organized, so I gotta rank it lower. Alright, next is going to be Electrical's Download. So for Electrical this time around, Electrical is a lot better because it's right next to Admin and the Greenhouse. And this is one of the most highest traffic areas in the whole entire game, and the room is small, so it's not like it's got a long hallway, but it is dark. So the one problem with it is that unless you are, you know, right next to your teammates when you die, you have a hard time of being able to win. But the good news is, though, is that because it's small, you have to think quickly on your feet. So it makes it so that way the imposter can't just get an easy kill, and also as well as it protects the liability of both people. Because if the imposter is quick on their feet, then they got a good kill, but if they're slow, then they get caught. I like that fair balance, because when it's just one-sided, it's just not that fun. Alright, next is going to be Greenhouse Leaves. So Greenhouse Leaves are a lot more enjoyable because of the fact that with Greenhouse Leaves is that it's a very easy task to get done. And it's technically one of the reactors, so it's got a multi-purpose thing. And it's, like I said, just a little bit right above the other two locations, which would be Admin and Electrical. So you're usually in an area with a lot of people that can end up protecting you, or at least vouching for you, or just in general reporting the body after they caught somebody. But the thing is, though, is it's very high up, so it's kind of in the back half of the greenhouse, and you can still technically die because there is vents if the imposter is quick enough to escape. But the good news is, though, is that it's still kind of difficult to do so usually you have a fair chance. Then after that, we got the greenhouse plants. So the greenhouse plants are kind of like down low, but you just watch plants grow. And it's also lower down, where you kind of have that T intersection where a lot of the areas are kind of all grouped up together, making it a lot easier for you to end up surviving, in my humble opinion. Alright, next is going to end up being wires. Wires are kind of scattered all around the map, and they kind of function like the electrical switches. There's more good spots than there are bad, and the good news is, though, is that if you're quick enough, wires are easy to do. In my humble opinion, I just feel like they're actually a lot better, so I personally rank them up higher because I like wires. They're quick, they're easy if you know what you're doing, and they're not really in any bad spots. Alright, now we come down to the last three, and the reason why these last three are all so good is because they're all in my favorite particular area, which is going to end up being admin. So, admin in this map is the best location in the whole entire game because it's right in an area where, like I said, you have that T intersection where you have the electrical room and then you also have the greenhouse, and so it's likely that you're not going to die, but there still is enough vents that an imposter can still kill you. But I like how it's a little small room, and you also are able to see where everyone is on the map while you're doing this. But I'm going to be ending up ranking them in this order. Admin keycard typing, because instead of being a swipe, you actually type in the numbers, which makes it very, very easy. Then you have admin ship tracing, which is just like the ship going in a diagonal line, and you end up just trying to trace it. And then the last thing is going to be the admin globe click, which admin globe is easy because you just hit basically 2 buttons and then automatically the task is done. It's the fastest for the most amount of safety, and that's personally why I rank it so high, is because it's most likely to end up keeping you alive. But yes, guys, at the end of the day, this is my Among Us ranking video. I personally think that this map is honestly not that enjoyable to play on, so you can see I was kind of in a rush to make the video just because, like, I don't really want to necessarily play this map. I had to get gameplay for it so that way it was fitting for the video, but honestly, I would love to never play this map again. Polios is going to be the next map, and Polios is definitely a lot better, so I will feel a lot more comfortable making that video. But yeah, guys, I personally don't like Mara HQ. I especially don't like playing with randoms, so hope you guys don't necessarily get the wrong idea with this video, but at the end of the day, I mean, everyone's opinion is different, so maybe you like it, who knows. So let me know in the comment section down below whether or not you like the map or not. But yes, guys, I hope you ended up enjoying today's video. If you did and you want to see more Among Us ranking videos or more ranking videos in general, please show your support by dropping a like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you're ever going to see. Peace out, guys.